Good evening. You'll notice that I might sound a little bit different. I have got a mic now. It's not in shot currently, but I have. So I'll sound more like Devon now rather than off my Mac speakers. But today it's going to look slightly different. Most of the time I want to speak about All In, as it being this weekend. But yeah, first of all, we should have some more people join in very soon. But Jenna, how are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How is the excitement levels? It's only kind of kicked in today, I think, for me that it's actually this weekend. It's coming around really quick.
Yeah, especially because everything else I've got this weekend, it does kick in at the start of the week because it's here. You've been waiting a whole year for this, and now it's here.
Yeah, it doesn't seem like, to be honest, I keep saying this, it doesn't seem like 10 minutes since I was stood there last time and there was like, oh yeah, we'll be there next year. And I'm thinking, oh, I don't know whether I'll be going. I don't know what I'll be doing at that stage, but here we are again. It doesn't seem like long at all, which is really, really scary. So yeah, I am going to just quickly go through everything else that's been happening really, really quickly. So basically, the whole Raw and SmackDown has been around three things really: Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest and Liv and Dom. There was a match between them announced for Bash in Berlin. There was another tape. There was Randy Orton coming out and Gunther talking some shit about his family. There was also Braun Breaker retaining his title. That was Raw. SmackDown was kind of nothing happened. Couple of matches that didn't mean anything. Roman Reigns getting attacked by all of the usual suspects. NXT, there was a Heritage Cup change. Obafemi retained his title. Wesley challenges Zachary Wemp at a future date. Chase U are the new tag team titles holders. And then AEW, they announced a coffee match for Sunday. We found out that Hook would be fighting Jericho. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Found out that we would have a three-way match for the tag champs. That was that. And then on Raw of last night, it was pretty non-existent again. Randy and Gunther came out and talked a bit of rubbish again. CM Punk came out and announced that it would be a strap match against Drew at Bash in Berlin. There was Liv and Dom and Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley stuff. Bronson Reed was beating up the Miz, and then Braun Strowman came out, and that said match for next week. And then Nyla Dawn and Alba Fire retained the title. It was a really bad episode, really. It was kind of all pointless matches and promos. Just quickly, as well, we lost another wrestler over the last week. So his name is Afa Anoa'i. Probably butchers his second name. But obviously, as you may have heard, he was in a tag team called the Wild Samoans. They both had Hall of Fame awards in 2007. He set up a training center, which trained people like Batista. He also set up a foundation with his wife as well that helped disadvantaged kids get scholarships. So he's done a lot. And he obviously is from that family where Rikishi was his nephew, and the family tree comes to the Usos and people like that, Umaga. So yeah, that was unfortunate news this week. So that was the quickest I've ever done anything in my life on this channel. Because mainly I want to talk about this. So obviously this is coming up on Thursday. On Thursday, what am I on about? On Sunday, we also have a another pay-per-view which I'm going to talk about a little bit as well afterwards, because I think that's worth a little bit of talking as well. But what I'm gonna do is I'm going to when other people come on as well, I'm going to go through the matches one by one, and I'm going to ask all of us how we see that particular match go, just so that we all have our kind of views on it. So we have a 0 hour beforehand, where we've got one match at the moment. I remember this being one match last time. Am I wrong, or did I miss the other bit? Because there was like a promo as I walked into the arena. There was like a promo with someone, and then there was a match.
There was 2, I believe. There was MJF Lamb Cole versus Aussie Open, and then Hook versus Jack Perry.
Oh yeah, so it was. I keep thinking because that yeah.
Because that feels like it should have been on the main card, but it wasn't, because the first match was CM Punk versus Samoa Joe.
At the time, I probably didn't even realize that it was on the pre-show, to be honest.
Yeah, it felt like it should have been on the main card, but it was on the pre-show.
But also, I feel it was a bit weird. They didn't really announce this time. They've been clear to announce that there is going to be like a couple of hours before the pay-per-view that was 0 hour. But I remember kind of walking into the arena last time and thinking, oh, it's just what's kicking off before, clearly, and then realizing that I probably missed a little bit, and that everybody else around us was like, I didn't have a clue this was going on. I just kind of walked in and realized it was all kicking off already. So yeah, this 0 hour though, I don't know, it seems a little bit pointless to me. Oh, we have another guest. Hey, Shane.
Hello, how are you?
Oh, good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, not bad, not bad.
Good. You haven't missed anything. I took like a real whistle-stop tour on everything that's happened in the last week. So we've literally just come on to speaking about the pay-per-view. How are you feeling around it? I know me and Jenna have talked about how quick it seemed since last year to now.
Oh, it really does seem quite quick. For me, basically, I feel that the pay-per-view itself, there's so many matches on the card that gets me excited. I heard you talking about 0 hour. To be honest, I've never really been completely pumped up, should I say, for the 0 hour, but this one more so. I don't know, it just seems like putting people on just for the sake of putting them on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do think we have a much better card this year than what we did last year. I'm really pleased that they've taken time with this one, because I remember being at this stage last year, not really knowing many of the matches, and or thinking there's not really any storyline to most of them. But that's completely different this time. We've got so many matches, and I'm pleased that they've done it over the space of the last sort of 4 or 5, maybe even longer weeks, rather than just I remember it last year just being like a week or 2 before that we knew all the card, wasn't it? So
yeah, I mean, it seemed as though MJF really was doing the promoting for the pay-per-view last year, if memory serves. We hadn't had anything announced, and then all of a sudden he just basically announced 2 matches in the space of one promo.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, as I look back now, even the main event didn't really have a great deal of relevance, to be honest, last year. So I'm pleased that we've got matches that have storylines as well. I don't think I'm trying to think back that if many of them had it, not really. There was obviously the not the tag title match, the women's title match that had Saraya in it. Again, we've got a couple of people that are UK based wrestlers in this one, so that would be good again. But yeah, I don't really remember any massive storylines running up to last year. So it's just nice to have all these, and I think we've got a good variety of matches as well. Whereas last year, I think we just had all singles matches apart from the Anarchy in the Arena.
Yeah, don't get me started on
singles or tag team matches. I actually watched that. Funnily enough, I actually watched that back last night with Devon, and the camera work was absolutely horrendously bad on the. It's the first time I've watched it. It's the first time I've watched it back, and I was saying to him, well, for a start, they cut out on the one that I was watching. They cut out because John Moxley and all of them came through the crowd, didn't they, last year? And on the actual one that I watched last night, it didn't even show that bit. It just cut to them going at it, and I was thinking, well, that missed out a massive part, because that was one of the coolest parts of the pay-per-view, them just coming through the crowd and stuff. And then it just seemed like it was always focusing on stuff that was really not the main things that were going on. It was really bizarre, because I said, obviously, it was weird being in the actual stadium because you didn't really know where to look, but there was so much stuff going on. But yeah, it was an amazing match to watch. But actually, me watching it back on stream yesterday, I was like, actually, people at home have thought this match is not very good at all.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll get on to it. So the 0 hour is Willow Nightingale and Tomohiro. Might have to help me out, Jenna.
Tomohiro Ishii.
That's the one.
Yeah.
Chris Statlander and Stokely Hathaway.
Yeah, I didn't even know he wrestled, but here we are.
Apparently he does. Apparently.
Oh. I've never seen him wrestle.
I don't really care for this match at all. That sounds horrendous to the people actually wrestling in it. I just think it would have probably been better just being a Willow Nightingale and Chris Statlander, to be honest. I don't really know where it doesn't make. I don't know. I don't know if there's any story behind it. I've certainly not seen anything. And yeah, if I'm getting a drink instead of watching this match, I'm not going to be bitterly disappointed. I'll throw it over to both of you guys, whoever wants to start. Yeah, I'm not really that excited about this one.
Ladies first.
I think they're trying to build Willow versus Stat for All Out, so they're going to use this. I don't see how they put Ishii in the match. I don't get the connection. I can get Stokely because obviously Stokely and Chris betrayed Willow, but where does Ishii fit in this? That's where I'm confused.
They do that a lot though, don't they? They'll just throw a random person from Japan into matches. They've done it quite a lot with quite a few of the matches, which is it's cool. It's cool to see the talents come in like Ishii, and another one that happens a lot is, I'm trying to think, is it Shibata? I think that's how you say his name. He seems to come in.
Yeah, but he's employed with AEW.
Yeah,
so he's meant to show up. He's got a contract to show up.
I didn't even know that, to be honest. That he was actually employed.
Yeah, they've got a couple of because they've got I can't think of his name now. Takeshita, he's under contract.
Yeah.
They have got a couple of them under contract,
Kota's under contract.
but
He's injured.
it's weird because I would have rather them just get a random person that is on one of the Rev Pro shows, or that, like, because contractually they could probably do that and just throw like a surprise person in here rather than, makes more sense to me, because obviously you've got pick of X amount of wrestlers. They could have just done like here's someone that we're just going to throw in that people might not know, but just give them a little bit of a push. But yeah, it's certainly not going to be the match of the night, that's for sure. Shane, what's your thoughts?
I agree. I feel that the match should have been a grudge match. I mean, it's not the best story in terms of like what they've been trying to build anyway. It started quite hot and then it just kind of went a bit lackluster. But I would have had it be a grudge match. I do get what you're saying though, Jenna, about building for All Out. I find Ishii being just a very random, just throw him in for the sake of just getting him on the card type of thing. I don't know. I thought that at one point Orange Cassidy could have been a good shout. I mean, what with his connection to Chris Statlander at one point, and he obviously got betrayed by her as well. And that could have been a good little mix to have that instead of Ishii. I don't know. Ishii just seems like a random inclusion in the match to me.
I mean, they can't really use Cassidy in that match because he's going to be in the gauntlet match, so
Oh,
they
yeah.
can't put him in two matches
Yeah. Didn't think
because
of
he
that.
won the #1 spot for the gauntlet match, so he can be in that one.
Yeah, that's we'll go. Actually, that leads on to the next match. We'll use that one as the next match because there's not really much to talk about with this one because we've literally only got one person. To be honest, what I would really like for them to do, I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're just going to probably announce it all on Wednesday or like throughout the week. I would love them to just give us one name, like the Orange Cassidy name, and then the rest of them just come out on the night and we just get completely random people that we don't know who they are. I don't think they're going to do that. I
think
hope they
will.
do.
I don't think
do
they
you
will
think so?
announce anyone.
I hope so. That will bring some.
You think there might be just surprise entrances?
Nah, I don't mean as much as like surprise in terms of, because obviously you've got to think of the bigger picture. Whoever wins this will get a title shot. So you don't want Orange Cassidy and 5 other people that don't deserve to be in that title picture at all. But in terms of not knowing who they are, it will bring an element like of surprise. Obviously, there'll be people that we know. It won't just be like Joe Hendry turning up and coming in. Like, it's not going to be like completely random. But yeah, I think it would be cool if they just didn't tell us.
Can you imagine the pop if he did actually show up?
Well, yeah, that would mean various ripping up of contracts that ain't gonna happen.
Big time.
Yes, Lee or Posh, whichever one it is. Hope you're both doing well. Of course, I will see you on Sunday. So yeah, any thoughts on who they could be, either of you?
Well, I mean, like you said, it's literally just one person has been announced, so it's take your pick, I guess. I mean, there could be a surprise Rev Pro. There could be something like that could happen. Just someone like a local competitor, get the local pop, that sort of thing. I really don't know, if I'm honest on this one. It could be anyone.
I'm cheating slightly. I'm looking at the roster. Just obviously,
Okay.
I've got this power. Do you know any ideas?
This is purely based off something he's posted, but I do want Michael Oku in it. I do
Oh yeah,
want
that
him
would
in
that would
there.
be cool.
But he's
That
not
would be
going
cool.
to AEW, so I don't know. Because everyone's
Who-
saying that on the Rev Pro show on Saturday that he's going to be like losing the title and going to AEW, but he's not. But seeing him in that match would be cool. But I
Yeah,
doubt
it would.
happen.
I don't know. Oh yes, but so because like most of the ones that work the independencies don't have a contract with anyone and just like okay. So it is somewhat possible. But I'm pretty sure they've probably announced him for future shows, haven't they? But
Who,
again, that
okay?
could still
I'm not actually sure. Let me
But I
check.
suppose
Last
even like
thing I heard of Oko was the match against MJF. That's it, really.
oh yeah, I think that's done like wonders for his career. It's not just for Rev Pro because people might not have even heard of Rev Pro before, but they probably will have done. But like certainly some of the American crowd won't have done, and obviously the highlights came up on the on AEW as well on Wednesday,
That
which
was
was pretty
pretty
cool.
cool.
Very quick highlights. I'm looking through right. So yeah, that could make sense. Adam Cole could make sense.
He's injured. He can't be in a match if he's injured.
Oh yeah, so he is.
Yeah, he's still out.
Well,
Any idea when you reckon he will come back?
2025. They've announced that. I want Takeshita in it, but he just done the G1, so I highly doubt he would be.
No,
But I want
still
Takeshita in that
injured.
match.
that would be good.
Adam Page is coming back / still injured.
You're jumping up. You jump up there. Come on. 1 sec. Gotta get my dog up.
Wait, when
Okay.
did Adam Page get injured? I've not caught up. When did he get injured?
Did he get injured?
You just said he did.
Oh no,
I
it's
can't. Adam
I'm
Cole
thinking of
and Adam
I'm
Copeland.
thinking of Kenny Omega. I think he's still injured.
Yeah, Kenny's. I can't see him coming back. I don't think he's going to come back because of the severity of his illness. I don't think he's going to be coming back.
To be honest, though, you say that, but just remember that Brock did, so it isn't out of the realms of possibility. I know that.
Yeah,
that.
he hasn't been the same since. I don't
There
think
is
Kenny's
that.
the type of guy to put his health on the line.
There is that too.
I think it's that. I think he's done enough. I think he's
Yeah,
done enough
exactly.
and been successful enough to just call it quits. I do still think Edge may do the same. To be fair,
I can't see him coming back either.
I do
Could
think
you
they'll
see,
both be.
Could you see Kenny coming back in more of an authoritative role?
I think both of
They
them.
started that.
Yeah.
Both of them would be. I think both would be great with creative. However they want to do that. Yeah, but I just don't think for them it's worth. Certainly, Edge. I don't think it's worth him risking himself for the future to come back. To be honest, I'm looking down at this big roster, and nobody's particularly jumping out at me. I think that could be one because Carl Fletcher's got a bit of a push.
No, he's in Mexico.
Oh,
he's in Mexico. He can't get to All In time.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it's possible. I mean, he probably could if he leaves like straight after the Grand Prix, but I doubt it. I don't know.
I don't actually know then, to be honest. I'm kind of looking down here, and I'm not. I don't actually know. Pac maybe. Is he in a match? I don't think he is.
If he's not in the trios match, then yeah.
Yeah, Pat
I
could.
Can't think.
I'll
find the roster.
Is Roderick Strong in a match? No.
No, but he
If you
lost
want.
the number 1 spot match, so I don't know if that means anything.
Oh yeah.
It probably won't. He'll probably still make it somehow.
Thing with Pac though is, yeah, he is a possibility. But I swear they've announced, haven't they announced that basically his partners are basically WWE bound? Are they actually at? Are they
His
basically already gone now, or?
They said that they aren't WWE bound. I forgot who it was, but one of them confirmed that they're staying in AEW. But no one seems to interpret that as them staying. But they've said they're in AEW still.
Okay.
So I don't think so.
I can't think of anyone. So, Lee, I know you're in the comments. Can you think of anybody?
They could make a surprise Danny Garcia return, but he's also apparently WWE bound.
Yeah, that's what I've been hearing.
Is confusing.
Okay
Yeah.
then.
I think I
think Jay White's close to returning.
Mhm.
As far as I can recall, he's recovering from injury, and I think he's gonna be coming back soon. So they could be a surprise there, but I don't know when he's meant to be coming back. But I have seen that he is almost ready.
Just leaves us for
Okada
like
hasn't
10
got a match
minutes.
so far.
Just leaves us for like 10 minutes to get into his ring gear, and then comes out as number 2.
There you go. You got an exclusive there. Lee's supposed to be in the match.
I don't think Shibata's got a match yet, so he could be in there.
Yeah, Shibata's a good shout.
Is Eddie Kingston in or out?
He is injured.
Oh, okay. Everybody's
He's
injured.
got that leg injury where he'd be gone for like a year as well. Everyone's injured.
Didn't he get that just before Anakin in the arena?
I honestly don't remember when he got it.
Is John Moxley in a match?
No, but I swear he's on like a break from wrestling for a bit or something.
Oh,
I don't know. I just remember he just dipped.
I think they're going to be out of wrestlers, to be honest. I think they'll have to start bringing in people from the crowd, to be honest, by the looks of it. So, I mentioned that we have a match that was announced on Wednesday. We kind of knew it was happening before Wednesday. But Chris Jericho came out and said, basically, you've got your match. But if Hook loses, that he can't challenge for the title for as long as Jericho is title holder.
These guys.
It seems a little bit harsh. Hook's only come back. Like, give him a little bit of a break. Like, he's just come back, and he's if he loses, I don't know actually. I think that Jericho has had long enough of a title run with that title for it to change. I think they're just horrendously booking him at the minute. He's becoming like a little bit of a joke. I feel a little bit sorry for him, to be fair, because this whole coming out like I don't know, it's just not good. So yeah, I can see that changing. Shane, what do you think?
Honestly, this is one of the matches that has not a lot of interest. I would say probably it's the time to get the belt off of him. I would say that, although the belt it doesn't. I've never really felt that it's meant anything, even with Jericho having it. But yeah, I think it makes sense. You know, Taz's boy, getting his belt back, saying Lee's name and he appears.
Jenna, what do you think?
Just said it.
Hook wins the title and gives it back to Taz because he doesn't need it anymore. That title's not needed, so he's gonna win it and then get it back and be like, I don't need it anymore. Just get rid of it. It's not needed.
Please.
He'll win it and then just realize that it keeps bringing him down, in my opinion, because no one really values it as anything.
No.
So
I don't even think it's classed as an official.
it's not.
No, it never has been.
Okay.
I'm looking at the AEW roster on the Champions page, and the FTW one is not coming up.
No.
Interesting.
I just think it's time to get rid of it. They've had it for too long.
I do think it will be. I do think it'll be better than expected. Because I do think Hook's got a little bit of a point to prove, and it's still quite exciting having him back. So I do think it will be better than potentially we expect. I do think that will be early on, though. I do think that maybe, I don't know. I think that might even open the show. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me, because as I look at the rest of the matches, I think it's the one that holds the least importance of the whole card.
The interest as well. I don't think I've spoken to anyone going, oh my God, I can't wait to go to Wembley to go and see the FTW Championship.
See, I think I'm more excited again because I would imagine that Fozzy will do the entrance again like they did last year. And I'd like to be able to actually see it and not be stood behind it. So I think I'm looking forward
behind it.
Yeah, I think I'll be looking forward more to that than the match, to be honest. So next up, obviously this is just a card that I pulled up. It could be this. To be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if it was this order, to be honest. Although I would probably change one of them. So next up, I would probably change the FTW match first, and then I would maybe have this match next, the Trios Championship match between the Patriarchy, House of Black, and the Big Bang Gang. I'm trying to think who they are now.
Juice Robinson and the Guns.
Okay.
Yeah, because Jay's injured.
Yeah.
So on that note, I'll start with you, Jenna. What do you think about this one?
No interest.
Okay.
No interest. I just want to know who the mystery tag team are. I don't know. I've never really been into the trios. Ever since they got rid of the Kenny Young Bucks trio. They hyped up to begin with the tournament, but all their trios would turn into tag teams. Or the other way around.
To be honest, I say that, and I don't even know who the actual title holders are.
The Patriarchy.
Okay. I've not really read up on this one at all. Or like I
feel
say,
like they made it a ladder match just to make people interested, but
that's the point, isn't it? It is a ladder match.
They made it a ladder match, but it'll be 12 people in a ladder match. That is a bit much.
It is.
It's
I just hope
double Money in the Bank.
I do actually hope that. It's not really like it's Nanaki in the arena even where they can go in different places. It's just going to be interesting.
I just think it's too many people for a ladder match.
I haven't got any massive predictions on the face of it because I didn't even know who the title holders were. Shane, any massive predictions?
Right, Jenna said 0 interest. Just throwing it out there. I don't know. Patriarchy loses it to the gang. I don't know. Honestly, I don't know. I mean, the only thing that might have a little bit of intrigue about it is the fact it's a ladder match, because ladder matches are always like car crashes and just get to see loads of carnage. But yeah, no interest.
Again, this feels like, because I think this one was announced either this week or during the week, or it could have been on the Saturday show, to be fair.
Yeah, it was on the
I
Collision.
think it was on Collision.
Yeah. It was one I just saw come up on social media, and that was that, really. So yeah, I don't have any massive. I'm just going to throw it out there and just completely guess, and think that House of Black are going to win it. It's just a complete and utter guess. I don't really know why. It jumps out at me. So we're on to the portion of the night that I think that is the best matches for sure. I am looking forward to the gauntlet match though, because I do think that will be really fun to watch.
Yeah.
And especially if, like I say, if we don't know who's going to be in it, I think that'll just add a little element of surprise as well. So moving on to the matches that are on the top half of the card, I would say. I'm going to start with the Mercedes Moné and Britt Baker. I do have a real hope for this one, because I do not want to see the Mercedes Moné title run last any longer. Frankly, it's annoying me. She's not really doing a great deal. She's not really deserving of a champion. She's not really defending the belts that much. She walks around with a massive chip on her shoulder. She thinks that, yeah, she's God's gift to the whole world of professional wrestling. So as you can tell, I'm not the biggest fan. I do think it makes sense. To be honest, I would have said, yeah, let's give away both of the titles, because again, it's pointless her having that other one. Like, it is really pointless. And actually, I feel sorry for a batch of wrestlers that could do something with that title, but she's holding it and doing nothing. So I'm a little bit disappointed that it's not for both. My only hope is if she loses, that she'll give that other one up. And
she's defending the other one though.
Oh, is she?
The 30th of August at Capital Collision. She's defending it against Momo, as far as I can remember.
I hope she loses that as well then. Jenna, bring some
biggest fan over
here. Bring some normality back to proceedings from my very biased views.
Bring some. Well, mine's biased, but mine's biased the other way.
Oh, really?
I don't like Britt Baker.
Okay.
I hate watching her. I don't know. I just never liked her. I've never enjoyed watching her wrestle. I think she gets everything handed to her because she's been there from the start. I've never liked her.
I do feel that's what's happened with Monet as well, to be fair. She just kind of walked in. Because I remember, it's funny actually, because I remember last year she was at All In, sat in the crowd, wasn't she?
Yeah.
Because at that time she was still like a free agent, obviously a little bit later down. Well, it was quite a while later down the line actually that she came to AEW. But I can remember I was saying exactly the same thing when she first came back in, and I was saying, I feel really sorry for Willow that she's had like one defense and she's lost it already. And yeah, she's just, I don't know, it's weird because she's not really, they've made her look completely untouchable, but she really shouldn't be. Which, yeah, I would just feel, like I say, I would just feel a little bit annoyed in that AEW roster that she just walked in, got that title, and she's held it ever since, and then got the other one as well. So, yeah, I really hope that she just loses it. I don't think it'll be massively better if Britt Baker gets it. I just really wanted to lose it. Shane, what do you think?
I don't really have bias either way. I will say that for Monet at the moment, I think she is Tony Khan's new shiny toy. He does seem to get this thing where he will get this new free agent and then push them so far, get them like the title, and then he doesn't know what to do with them after that, especially after they lose it. It's happened so many times, like more than I can count. For me though, I do think whether I like it or not is irrelevant. In this regard, I do think it's going to Baker. I do. The way that she came back, the way that she was, I would say it like this, suspended. The whole thing, it's leading towards Baker winning it, whether we like it or not. And I am one of those that also feel like Baker has gotten more than she probably should have. And I feel like part of that could, be like what you said, Jenna, which was that she was from the start. But I also don't think it helped matters when CM Punk cut that promo on MJF. I think that's when that started as well, with the whole you're going around talking about the 4 pillars and you don't realize you've been replaced by Britt Baker. I think that kind of made that whole ego start even more so then as well, with Britt, because then it was like, right, she's the top of the women's division, and no, she really isn't. There are talents there that should be there way ahead of Britt, in my opinion. Tony Storm, like so many, and I wouldn't even put Monet in that, but I do think that's what's happened. That Tony Khan was like, I got her. She didn't go to WWE, and basically, let's give her the title. Let's keep her happy. But let's face it, she's always had an ego that she's better than she is anyway, even when she was in WWE. And there was people saying that it was part of her gimmick, but I didn't think so. I thought it actually kind of superseded her gimmick in that regard for Monet / Sasha Banks. So I use both names in that. But I do think, as much as I don't like it, Britt will win. But then again, I don't really want either of them having the title.
Yeah. Hey, Devon. Hope you're doing well. I believe that not confirmed, but I believe that Devon and Kyle may be doing a live stream at the same time as it's going on. But I don't actually know if it's still happening or if it is. It might be happening. I can't confirm nor deny. So we'll go to the other women's title match. I'm actually really excited about this one. I think this is the one that they've built up really well and given and almost given importance to this one by building it up that much. Obviously, Mariah May is going to get a big pop when she comes out, much like Saraya did when she came out last year. I can see, to be honest, again, it makes sense, much like the Chris Jericho match. I think it makes sense for Toni Storm to lose a title. I think if she loses the title, it doesn't really paint her in a bad light at all. She's beaten pretty much everyone there is to beat at this point. So I just think they're going to give us... I've got a horrendous feeling, which I'll come to in a minute, but I do think they'll give this one to the crowd a little bit and say, right, this is one for the fans in attendance. Shane, what are your thoughts around it? I'm really excited about this one, to be honest.
I'm extremely excited. I knew it was going that way, especially when she was entered into the tournament, and that turn, the way that she turned on Toni Storm, I just chef's kiss on that. That was just amazing. The way that she just battered her with the shoe, it was perfect. I do think Mariah's winning. I do. I think Toni Storm has taken that title and props to her. She has elevated that title. But I do think that there's a star here that's been made in Mariah, and I do think that now's the time to pull the trigger. So that's my prediction. Mariah May to win.
Jenna?
Well, you can't really have Tony lose it to anyone else. Like, if you think about it, it has to be Mariah, purely based off this story. She can't just beat Mariah and then lose it to someone else. Like, it wouldn't make any sense, because what was the point of this story if she's just going to lose it to someone that's not Mariah? And especially with, like, the stage that it's on, and with, like, Tony and Mariah's characters being so, like, on the grand stage, it would make perfect sense for, like, Tony's downfall to be now, purely because it's on the grand stage. So yeah, I think Mariah's winning purely based off how they've built it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, this kind of leads, because obviously I think they'll give us this one for the crowd, but then I'm going to move on to the match that I've got a horrendous feeling about. It's come to me today. So the match with MJF and Will Ospreay. I don't know what happened today in my mind, but we obviously last year we had him winning and we had Saraya winning. I would love to say that Will's going to win. I've just got an horrendous feeling that he won't.
Yeah,
and they're only going to
I've
give
got
us the Mariah May in terms of the crowd. I just don't think they would have gone to all the lengths that they have in terms of having him defend on Rev Pro, him kind of changing the title, just for Will, because in an alternate, because it does work both ways, because Will winning kind of goes, oh well, I'm going to bring dignity back to the title. It's not going to be the American Championship anymore, whatever it is at the minute. But today, I just got an horrendous feeling that MJF's going to win. Jenna, what do you think?
MJF's winning. It's so obvious. They're doing with MJF what Will couldn't do. Will said he'd defend it internationally. MJF's defended it in Mexico. He's defended it in England. He's winning it. He's defending it in England again against Will. He's going to win it just to boost his character more.
Yeah.
He's winning it. Like, as much as people want Will to win because, like, you know, he's British, they wouldn't make him lose it just for him to win it again. That would make no sense. Like, it just doesn't work. He can't lose it and then have MJF boost it so much just for him to get it back. Because he won't do anything with it. He'll say he will, but MJF's done more with it than Will did. I can't see Will winning it back.
As much as my heart wants to turn around and say no, that can't happen. No, Will's definitely winning. No, my head's telling me no. There's been too much that's been done with this story and with everything. The title, as horrendous as the title looks, but with the title being changed, with the whole all-American champion type of vibe that we've got going on here with MJF, yeah. MJF's winning, 100%.
Yeah, I think it's going to be those ones that I'm really going to be disappointed about, though. Yeah, but I do think, I do kind of agree with. I think Will had his moment. I think what they'll think as well, they'll think Will had his moment at Wembley last year
against Jericho.
So we don't want to. I don't know. It's not that they don't probably want to give him that chance again. I just think they'll go, well, he's had his moment. He's had the title for a little bit. It's weird, though, because I also don't know where, if Will loses this, where he goes from there.
I have an idea, but it's not very, like, believable. But purely based off, like, the whole Tiger Driver and Danielson, if Danielson wins the title back, I can see him going back to Danielson for some reason. Yeah, purely based off their match at, was it Dynasty? I don't know what match it was. Yeah, but purely based off the whole thing he's got with like retiring the Tiger Driver, then bringing it back, and because it was Brian that made him want to retire it, I think he will go back to Brian if Brian wins the title.
I've even got a big call as well as to how I think the finish will go. I think MJF will win with the Tiger Driver.
Yeah,
I think that's how
that's
it's going to
bound
go
to
down.
happen. Purely just to rub it in his face.
Yeah.
I don't actually, as I'm thinking about these matches, I don't know. I don't know whether that gets co-main event or not. Because I think they might give it. I think they might give it to the coffin match. To be honest, again, this has got a story that's been building up for quite a while. Obviously, we got Jack Perry and Darby Allin in the coffin match. Again, I'm trying to take away my biases because behind Will, Darby Allin's my next favorite. Yeah. Do I think he'll win it? Probably not. I think again they'll probably do the same as my logic with Will. Darby Allin had his moment last year at Wembley.
In a coffin match.
In a coffin match with Sting.
The irony.
So I believe that Jack Perry will win it. I believe they want to keep this storyline going on for a little bit longer. I think if Darby Allin was to win it, it kills that storyline. And I genuinely think they want to keep this one going for a little bit longer. What about you?
I also think with that as well, they want to kind of give something back to Jack as well, especially with how things went down last year. They probably want to give him that big moment at Wembley because he didn't really have. Well, he had a moment at Wembley, but it wasn't probably the moment he wanted.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what I think. I think.
Yeah, I didn't think of that. Yeah, I didn't think of that, to be fair. But yeah, that makes a lot of sense. What do you think, Jen?
Why they'd give him a custom title just for him to lose it straight away.
Okay.
That's the thing with custom titles. Why make them if you're going to lose it straight away?
Yeah.
It kind of defeats the whole point. Like, Darby's not going to keep that title. He won't use that title. So yeah, I think it's quite obvious Jack's winning. As much as I hate him, I think it's obvious.
Yeah, I hate Jack as well.
I hate Jack.
You're not the only
If you're in House of Torture, I don't like you.
I do think I'm really pleased that I'm getting to see Darby Allin again, to be honest.
I just
again,
can't
taking
see
away
him
my
winning
biases, I think it's just
as much as it's a coffin match. I can't see him winning it.
Yeah, it's just always fun to watch him, to be fair, and I think they both got like real bad blood against each other, so it'd be good.
Bring in some glass.
Yeah, honestly, before I go on to the main event as well, I think honestly I'm looking forward to the coffin match and the MJF and Will Ospreay more than I am actually looking forward to the main event, to be honest. But we shall move on to the main event. I've not really thought that much about this one, to be honest. I can see a couple of different things that can happen. But I don't really know that I've got a solid 100% answer, to be honest, to this one.
I've got a solid purely based off what I've seen today.
Go on.
All of Daniel's family's in the crowd.
Okay.
All of them are in the crowd, so I think he's winning.
Okay.
Purely because they wouldn't drag the whole family out to England just for him to lose.
Yeah, they did.
I don't see them doing that.
To be honest, I know it's a little bit different, but they did the same thing with like Soraya's family last year, didn't they? And then
And she won
they
it.
were all there, and yes, they're probably all live here anyway. So it's a little bit different. But yeah, I think you're probably right there. But I don't really know. I don't really know what my question is. Then what happened? Because it's weird. I just don't know how they're gonna.
It's weird because he's not under contract, so it makes no sense.
Yeah,
There's
because obviously, like last year, it made sense. We had this same sort of scenario with Sting, and he came back and kind of put his title in the middle of the ring. I remember, and that was all well and good, but it's a weird one because I don't think they can do that same thing. I don't think they can have him winning and then just turning up on Dynamite and going, "Oh yeah, doesn't really matter. I'm just going to put it back in the ring, like your main event for your
Especially because it's like the big
pay per
title.
view in the UK." Yeah,
You can't do that.
Yeah, your big title match main event at Wembley doesn't mean diddly shit, and I've won it, and I'm just going to put it back. So like, so that doesn't really make
Doesn't add up.
sense.
So, what do you think? Do you reckon he might be part-time champion? Because he has said either way that he is going to be kind of stepping back.
I don't know. I think in the alternative, I would just rather them have Swerve keep the title, to be honest. I think Daniel Bryan's done enough in his career to he can look at other moments to be his swan song of his career. I just think they're on to something good with Swerve, and I don't think that because I don't know how that puts him as well. If Daniel Bryan goes on to win, I don't quite know what happens with him then. I think he's a good person to have as champion to represent the brand and stuff like that. And there's a lot more matches that he could have. So I really just want them to have some balls and just kind of say, look, we'll keep Swerve as title holder.
I have a thought or two about Swerve. I don't know whether it's to do with the title. It probably would be if they was to execute this at All In. It probably would mean that it would be that whole big Swerve, pun intended, as to how Danielson would lose. But I honestly think we might see the Hurt Business, and I do think that they may go with Swerve. It's something I've been seeing a few people talk about, and it's something I could see as well. Because I swear there was something when they were talking about redoing the Hurt Business. I swear MVP was actually talking about Swerve being one of the ones that he wanted, and this was when Swerve was in NXT. So I do see it that could happen. That Swerve, Lashley. I don't know the situation with Benjamin and MVP, but yeah, basically, I could see a version, shall we say, of Hurt Business.
Yeah, I don't really know. I haven't really kind of even looked at other people's views and stuff about what's going to go on. I haven't looked at any of the channels and stuff because I'm sure they'll all have various scenarios and stuff. But again, I don't. It's weird because that's the main event, but actually, I don't think many people are classing that as like their main event almost, because I don't actually think there's a great deal of excitement around it from my kind of observation of how people are talking about it. I don't think there's a massive amount of excitement around it, which is a shame because you should be really excited for your main event.
I'm excited just to sing the final countdown. That's why I'm excited.
That would be cool.
Yeah, because I still think they could do like if Bryan Danielson did lose, I still think they could do like I don't know, like go on to a Dynamite and do like a little piece for him or something like that, or something along those lines. I just don't. Yeah, I just don't really know.
I suppose for me there is a little bit more excitement just because of the fact it's Danielson, and I've been a fan of his for years. So I suppose there's that personal excitement on that basis, and I suppose there is that intrigue just because of the whole putting the career on the line aspect.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thought that popped into my head though. I don't know if Danielson and AEW would be crazy enough to do something like this, but what if this is actually leading to again, pun intended, a swerve, and we're getting a heel turn from Danielson?
Mm-hmm.
This whole thing where he was going to quote unquote retire was all just a ruse to get the title. I don't know. That stranger things in wrestling has happened.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you guys have any thoughts to that.
To be honest, I don't. This is the one that I've put the least amount of thought into. To be honest, again, it's just going to be one of those ones that I sit and watch, not really massively excited about it. I just think it would be what it is, really. But yeah, that is and that looks like the end of the card as well. To be fair, I don't think they're gonna. I don't know how many matches we've got. To be fair, because I know we in total. Let's have a look. So we have
10.
Okay, so that makes sense then. That makes sense for it to be to be all done. Like I say,
Well,
I
9
am
on the
really
main card, and then the 1 0 hour one.
yeah. So they'd probably because 0 hours 2 hours, I believe.
Yeah.
So they
Which
might
shocks me.
add another match onto that one as well. But I think that's it for the main card. To be honest, I don't see them. I could be wrong, but I don't see them adding anything else now. So yeah, that is that. Lee's just sent a article in the group's chat, which I
I'm
will have a
currently
look at.
thinking of them putting Zack Sabre Jr. in the gauntlet match. But that could just be because I
Yeah.
love Zack Sabre Jr. But
I was
he's
about
in
to.
England. It can happen.
Yeah, I was thinking that in
I'm getting
as
my
I
hopes
was
up.
as I was thinking about it. To be fair, so Lee has sent us 8 surprise
excuse
entrants.
to see Zach in the ring. Yeah, I'm
Zach
all
again.
for.
Yeah, so we've got quickly. We
If
will
I can't
also
meet the
give-
man, put him in all in.
That's the one.
So we're
Rev
all
Pro, charge
going
less next time.
to a Rev Pro show as well.
Rev Pro, if you're watching this,
Charge less
anyone
for your
from
meet
Rev
and
Pro?
greets. I'm not paying 20 quid just to get in the blooming venue. I've bought a ticket. I don't need to pay to go to the meet and greet. I'll just pay to meet them.
Yeah, that is grim. That is
You've
really
got to pay
grim.
20 quid to enter and then 30 quid to meet him.
Yeah, that is grim. If it was I think people would feel better if that £20 they used to get in, they maybe use 10 of that just to add that onto the meet and greet. Will we see another screwdriver? Potentially, although I hope it is if they do into the ring post again. So we've got a Wrestle Talk article from Lee that is giving us 8 surprise entrants into the Casino Gauntlet match.
Okay.
One being Bobby Lashley.
I'm not surprised.
One being do I have to go to the next page every time? Yeah, I think so. Loads of adverts.
I think if they used Lashley, I honestly think, just based on what I said earlier, I think he would turn up more in the main event than the Gauntlet.
And then 7 we have Grado, which would be obviously a big pop from.
I was thinking Grado.
He is in the area. He's got a match on the Saturday, as far as I can recall.
And not to mention, he showed up last year, so it would be a nice callback.
Switchblade Jay White is the next one.
Yep.
You called that one, Jenna?
Yep. Or J1.
And then next page. It's really annoying. Dijak apparently.
I'm gonna say no. I can't see that happening.
I don't really. To be honest, I suppose it makes sense with him having a match, but I wouldn't particularly be that excited.
No.
Danhausen apparently, but again, that's just
No.
pointless.
No,
That wouldn't make sense.
That is just completely pointless.
Mm-mm.
Well, they are still on the roster. I just don't. Harry Smith, aka Davey Boy Smith Jr.
I don't even know where he is at the moment on that one.
They're not really. None of these are really filling me full of excitement, Lee, to be honest. This one would, though. Apparently, they've touted Ricochet. That would excite me. Because I would then love to see Ricochet and Will Ospreay.
That's something I thought they were going to do, to be honest, was Will versus Ricochet. But then they kind of went in a different direction.
No. To answer your question, they're not on the roster. They're in TNA.
But I do have something that's come out today about them.
Oh God! Not again.
It's nothing bad. And then they've got John Moxley as number one. That's not really a surprise entrant. That's just
him coming back.
That's just him coming back. But yeah, I have read reports today that Matt and Jeff have both said that they are going to try and do everything that they possibly can to finish their careers in WWE.
Not sure how I feel about that.
No, I'm not as well, because obviously they're people that, unfortunately for them, are way past their best work.
Yeah.
And actually, it then goes into sort of an edge scenario where they're actually potentially doing more damage than they are. Because I don't even, to be honest, without sounding horrible, I don't think that anybody gets that excited seeing them anymore.
No.
Especially with Jeff as well. It's like how many. Not to be horrible to like the guy in that. Like, I know he's had his demons to like go through and stuff like that, but it's like how many second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth chances is one guy gonna get?
I also don't think that would interest WWE at all. Like again, that sounds really horrible for the legends that they are.
I think it would have interested Vince. I don't think Paul.
No, I just don't. I just don't think that. I don't know. Maybe it might be them coming back for like one final time. Maybe that could work. I think. But in terms of,
I've just had a thought of someone that could end up being a surprise entrant.
Go on.
Who had a picture recently and a secret meeting with Tony Khan?
Oh no! I really hope not.
No.
Surely not. Surely, that's just no. I'm gonna hold you personally responsible now if that actually happens.
No, you probably will.
It was completely your fault. Tony Khan was watching this and he wasn't thinking about it before.
Tony blatantly would do it. I know.
Honestly, I would rather have Tony Khan enter into the match than I would Shane McMahon. I can't lie to you.
Only if Jack Perry was in it with him. So we could see him really horrendously sell once again.
At that point, Lee, if you're still there, I think I would rather see you in it as well.
He did say he gave the exclusive earlier. He's in the match.
Yeah,
We
but
got
obviously
the
we'll
scoop.
see. We'll see how this goes down. I do plan on taking loads of short form videos and putting it together in like a vlog style thing for everyone's. Lee said he's in training. That's good to know, Lee.
He's in training.
So,
Hurry up, you ain't got long, Lee.
I guess this is where I kind of finish. Shane, thank you for coming on. Is there anything
Thanks
you
for
would
having
like
me.
to any social medias or anything like that? The floor's yours.
Don't really have much in the way of social medias. I'm at Night Owl Scribe on Twitter and Instagram. Shane Armand on Facebook. Yeah, I don't really have YouTube. I keep being told to do so. Yeah, that's really it. Jenna, it was nice to get a voice to the name on social media as well.
I've got a voice.
Yep, I cannot wait for the weekend now. It's going to be good.
It's going to be a good one. Jana, the floor's yours. Any sort of, obviously there's no pressure to say anything really, other than thank you for coming on.
Rev Pro, lower your meet and greet ticket prices.
You've heard
That's
it.
my message. It's a great message.
That is my Instagram. This is an open call to anyone that watches this video that's going to the events. If you'd like to come and say hey, you're more than welcome to. That's my social media that you'll find me on. Thanks, Lee. Carl's just put out a video about the history of the Cruiserweight Championship. You can go to that. I don't actually know what's coming up on the channel, much like normal. I'm kind of left in the dark about those things and kind of see them at the same time as you. In terms of the Patreon's there, you know that. In terms of the social medias, that's still there. Likewise, if getting in touch with us is easier on the Wrestle Dawg Instagram or social media, I'm sure Carl will pass on that message to me. But yeah, that's it really. Obviously this weekend coming up, we've got Rev Pro on Saturday, AEW on Sunday. There is progress on Monday, but I think I'm going to give that one a miss. Although I had someone today that I saw on social media that said that Progress had a better card, the best card of the weekend, and I was like, I'm really not too sure about that one. But yeah, because I just think it fails in comparison. I think there's some good matches, but I think it completely fails in comparison to the one we're seeing on Saturday. Signing autographs on Sunday. I think they want your autograph more than mine, Lee.
How much is the meet and greet? Is it less than Rev Pro prices?
I think I might charge, just because they're charging 20 to come in. I'll maybe charge 15. I think it's what you've got to do nowadays, by the looks of it.
I don't know about that. What do you think, Jenna?
I've got a Royal Quest ticket to buy on Monday. I can't do it. I've got tickets to buy.
Yeah, I think it's going to be cool though, because like over the weekend, I remember nothing really being on last year on the day of All In, whereas there's quite a lot going on around pop-up shops and the event at Box Park and stuff. I do think it's absolutely ridiculous by AEW just going to call them out, charging 60 odd pound to go to a fan event on the Saturday. Like, people aren't already paid enough just to get down and come to your thing on Sunday. So I would have certainly, and the fact that it's horrendous, because on the advertisement to it, they're like, oh yeah, don't like talk to the wrestlers, but that's what they're basically saying. Don't talk to the wrestlers. There won't be any meet and greets. You can't even have photos with them. Like, it's a little bit ridiculous. I would have liked to have gone, but I just couldn't. I just can't condone anything like that, where they're charging 60 quid to watch a Q&A, basically, when on Sunday at Box Park, there's a whole event for free that's going on all day. So it doesn't sit that doesn't sit that well with me at all.
It's like they're advertising the names, but you can't do anything with the names. Like, they'll be there, but you can't go up to them. You can't get an autograph. Can't get a photo. What is the point of them being there?
It's ridiculous. If I was talent, I would say you can either let me speak to people or I'm not turning up to your Q&A. Like, I just think anybody with anybody with a bit of backbone will say, do you know what? Like, I am a normal. I am still a person. I am still your human being, like everybody turning up. I'm not this untouchable person that nobody can speak to. Certainly, like I say, it certainly doesn't sit well with me. So I think if I was the talent, it wouldn't sit that well with me either. But yeah, it is what it is, I suppose. There's still going to be people going, I'm sure, but it won't be part of what I'm doing at all. But yeah, I suppose I will be signing autographs if anybody wants them. I don't think they will. I best start practicing my signature just in case now. Now Lee's put that like thing out into like the open.
It's up in the universe now.
It is. So yeah. It would, like I say, it would be cool to meet any of you that watch us over the weekend. That would be amazing. It would be a little bit weird, but like I say, there is 1,000 people or more that watch us. So don't feel like you can't approach us, because I'll be more than happy to say hello. It'd be quite a surreal moment, actually. But yeah, that's it.
It's been awesome, guys, but I'm gonna have to call it there.
No, that's all good.
Meeting you, Jenna, and I've met you before, Sam, and I'll see you on Saturday.
You will.
Yeah, and thanks for having me on.
So good. See you later on.
Subscribe to Wrestle Dawgs, everyone. All right, bye.
Bye. So yeah, that's that really. You will, like I say, won't see me at the weekend because I'll be very much in London. But yeah, I think they're going to do a live stream of All In, so be sure to check that one out. So yeah, see you all in a couple of weeks. Bye.
Bye.